or send Fox a friend request on Skype at Rangers Radio Online.
He's gone into the middle, McSwegan's in there too. Will he come for McSwegan? There's his header, and he scores! What a substitution! Running inside, is he gonna let flies in? He scored! Good ball! Scores for Rangers!
Nacho Lobo with one kick of the ball to take Rangers to Manchester. Rangers are coming! The Scots are heading for Manchester, and you know what? Manchester may not be big enough.
Remember, it's all about the Rangers.
Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Joining myself, Fox, here on the panel is the one and only Bridgeman, my mate, Travelrog. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Can I say a big good evening to the guys in the panel, and a big good evening again to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans, far and near, all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How we doing, Bridge? All right, mate? How's the health?
Oh, the health's not too bad. I've failed miserably on Saturday morning, so my apologies to everybody. I said I was going to go and see people and things like that, but failed miserably, so I'm gutted with myself, just gutted. What can I say?
Failed the fitness test.
Failed the fitness test, pal. She told me you're not good at it. That's it. So you're not good at it. You're not fit state, boy.
She's got your number, mate.
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it. Oh my God.
How we doing, Travelrog?
I know, bad Bridgeman was a lucky one. His wife telling him he wasn't getting out. When I came home for the football, I could tell it wasn't getting in. I was that miserable. Oh.
Well, I don't blame her, mate. You're not exactly one of life's happy-go-lucky fellas, you know.
No, you're right.
They don't understand, mate. But just, I'll put it to you this way, mate. You always get a new wife. Can you get a new football team?
I don't know. We've had a few goes at getting new football teams the last few years, and we just don't seem to get it right, do we?
I think we're stuck with the one we've got, mate. We're looking for people's point of view. Obviously, we'll get the Thistle game tomorrow night, which we'll talk about later on. But I think we'll have to talk about the game on Saturday. I know we've all calmed down and had time to reflect. But if people want to join us and say what they say, because we'll have to discuss the problem with Ibrox, and it'll be good to see how everybody sees it. So if people want to join us, Bridge, what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or you can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where Fox will bring you in. And the question we're asking you is, what's the problem at Ibrox? Because Travelrug, there's a definite problem, huh?
Yes, I believe so. I'm sure we'll come to it, but I've got my thoughts on it, and I'll be quite happy to share them.
You there, Oxshare?
Oh,
hello.
But not a mistake. The first game we played was against Progress, which wasn't exactly convincing. 1-1-0. Then we won easy against the Johnston. Dunfermline. Bridges team 6-0. We moved on to a double header against the two Edinburgh clubs. Those 3-2 to Hibs, doing nothing each against Hearts. Next home game, beat Dundee 4-1. Then lost to that other team. And then my next home game was a 1-each draw against Kilmarnock. Ultimately, Pedro's last game. We never won that. Lost a goal in the last minute. Bizarre circumstances. Then we know a bad run. Well, we beat Partick Thistle 3-0. Lost to Hamilton. Beat Aberdeen 3-0. Beat Ross County 2-1. Then lost to St Johnstone. And then obviously we've come on, and then all of a sudden we've had that bad result. We've lost again to Hibs. So there's a definite problem at home, Bridgeman.
Well, I would suggest, and I'm not being funny when I say this, I don't think we're lifting our game at all. Ibrox. Only sometimes, maybe against some of the games against Aberdeen. But in reality, we're just playing as if we were playing, you know. And the other teams that are coming are lifting their game, and we're not equaling them. There are certain parts of the game were good, but there are other parts where are just mediocre. We're just ordinary, let's put it that way. And we're Rangers fans. We're 50,000 strong at Ibrox. We don't want to be mediocre and ordinary. We want to be out there on the front foot, and get tore right into them for 90 minutes. That's what you're asking the players. Get tore in for 90 minutes. Use your skills. Use whatever football knowledge you've got, and just beat the teams in front of you. Couldn't do
I don't think the performances we've had this season, I don't think that was a St Johnstone or a Hamilton performance. I think we're a bit of Robbie the Green trouble. We could have won the game.
I do kind of agree with you. There's for me it was that one that we always seem to talk about as getting overrun in midfield, and we never done anything about it, and that was particularly frustrating. There are also players in that team now that I just can't trust them. That's there was two players in particular, and one of them I blame you for, Ox. I started to give in, and I was starting to come round to him. But again, at the weekend there, he let me down big time. Was Tavernier. He never had a good game.
Silly penalty, mate. Silly. Silly.
Listen, you can say it was a penalty. For me, at the game, I thought it was a penalty. Now, what I will say is, if that had been our striker, the Buffalo, he wouldn't have gave that against. He wouldn't have gave the Buffalo that. But Tavernier made it so simple and easy.
I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, everything.
Naive.
He was going away for goal. There was no danger. We were in tap in the match. I think it was only 10 they were up the park the whole of the second half, and then he just puts his hands in. I mean, it wasn't a solid push, but he pushed him slightly in the back. He goes down, plays for a penalty, and gets that goal.
Well, that's where I'm coming from. That I can't trust James Tavernier. He's had a couple of decent games for us. I can't trust. Arguably man of the match in some of the games, but there you go. The pressure's on, and once again, he's at fault. Undoubtedly, he's at fault for that, and that's all on him. And fair enough, he comes out and tweets afterwards that he was sorry and all the rest of it. That's no. I'm sick. I'm fed up of hearing how they'll go again, and we'll learn from it, and we'll take positives from it. There was nothing positive about what happened. The positive stuff was before the game for me. They get beat. It was a full house at Ibrox. We were getting Gascoigne was going to be there. All these players this is their hero and all the rest of it. The place was buzzing. It was just screaming out for us to go out there and get a great performance, a great result, kicking on, pushing on. Could you imagine how we'd be feeling now if we'd have beat that mob? But no, look where we are.
Even a bad performance in a win would have made a difference, you know.
Aye, fair enough. Aye. The other one I'm going to come to is Josh Windass.
Right.
That is the most frustrating player that we have at our club. He is. He lacks intelligence. Now, well, sometimes when you read some of the stuff that he writes or says, you think, geez. But game intelligence. We were getting overrun there, and I know Graham Murray had said during the week that Josh needs to stay there and make things, but that was so obvious to everybody in the stadium. Now, maybe Murray's too close to the game, down at the side of the park, but we all seen our midfielders were getting slaughtered.
The boy, is it McKeown you call him? He was pulling the strings.
Aye, and Scott Allen was going at the Scott Brown, strutting about the park, and it was just screaming out for somebody to put one on him. Just lay a marker on him, But no, he was able to stroll around the park now. I know, and it's very early in his career. Greg Docherty, he for the run through for the penalty. Although I'm blaming James Tavernier, Docherty was easy beat by Scott Allen. He was turned easy, and he ran away from Greg Docherty. Now, listen, Greg, I wish you all the best, and I want you to be a superstar for our club. you look at yourself there. If that is what we're going to see after you, you're not going to make anything at our club. Scott Allan should never have been able to turn and do that to you. That's no the way everybody was selling Greg Docherty to me. He was another one that was so easily beaten. And on Saturday there were too many of our players were easy beat, and it's so frustrating, so disappointing. I can't be dealing with watching that every week.
Was the defence at fault for the game, mate, or was it the fact that we never turned over possession into goals?
I can't give too much criticism to David Bates or Big Russell Martin. Declan John, they were getting skinned a bit down that side in the first half, but they never lost a goal for that side. The goal in the first half came down the right hand side, a wee bit slack in the middle of the park for Candias.
Well, it was right in the middle. He lost the ball.
Aye, I know. But
I thought Foderingham should have saved it.
Oh, undoubtedly, Foderingham should have saved that every day of the week. I mean, Ibrox will maybe come on later on, call in later, but I'm sure he'll be able to give his mark on it. But even at the ground, I thought he looked slow, and I've since watched it, and I thought, no, you should be easily getting a good hand on that. If you're not even catching it, you're pushing it around the post. That's a poor goal for the goalkeeper to lose, and he loses. I know Wes has been great the last few weeks, but again, he lost. It's an easy goal for him.
The two sort of heroes against Aberdeen were Tav and Wes, mate.
Aye, fair enough, but then
then all of a sudden the next game at Ibrox. So.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. I can't trust him, and that's. Could you imagine if we're going into, let's say, the cup final? In fact, we know that some of them have lost at the cup final before. They've not performed well in the cup final. So I can't be. If you want to play for our club, if you want to be a success, you need to be mentally strong for 90 minutes of the game. You need to be physically strong for 90 minutes of the game. And do you know what? These ones that we're talking about, they've been there for the last few years, and it sounds like the same story all the time.
I felt that we had some positives. I thought the boy Goss, unfortunately, is no other player. It was a great free kick, and he played quite well. And then in the first half, he was getting. He didn't know where to stick or twist, Bridgeman, because there was 3 against 2.
I think we made some tactical. We were tactically naive at times. Our tactics were poor. Our formations we didn't play to the formation correctly. I don't think. Look, I don't want to go and just sort of start slamming all the players. I think as a team, we really need to get a grip of ourselves. We're playing against Hibs, who had 5 or 6. A mixture of new players and guys come back for injury and God knows what. They've came to Ibrox and they've actually stole the show from us. I'm not saying they were the best team in the world or anything like that, but they came and they stole the show. Somewhere along the line, we just lost our way. We'll get far better players than the way we played, and we need to get these players up for the game and get out there, get your socks pulled up and get in there and do it. Because other than that, sorry, pal, go on.
In the second half of the first half, if you like, breaking the first half into 2 halves. The first half, we had a couple of chances, should have scored, and then obviously they had a goal disallowed as well, which was offside. But then for about 20 minutes, Travelrog, you must have been at the crowd, you could hear them getting edgy and that. For about 20 minutes, just maybe up to the goal, they had the most of the possession.
For me, the goal was coming for them. I didn't expect that to be that kind of goal. I just say, I think I would have forecast that it was going to be a close for one of the wings and losing the goal that way. I didn't expect to lose it the way we did. You talk about the chances. See the chances that we missed. Again, people keep telling us about the technique that Josh Windass has got. The one where he was through the goalkeeper, twice. The one where he tried to touch it, but he just ended up passing it back to the goalie. And then the one where he was through the goalie and he couldn't put it past him. See that, son? That's 2 great chances. And as we all know, getting the first goal in a game like that is so important, and we didn't do it. Our strikers let us down. Morelos as well. He had a good chance. He should have took that first time. He tried to take a touch. Morelos I'm not going to say that he was the worst, but he was trying hard, but he needs to be a bit more clinical. Here's a test here. I think Graham Murty's been telling us now that he's happy that he's got a squad and he's got the players. He needs to start making changes now. For me, that's it. These guys have had their chance. Cummins is waiting. Get him in there.
Cummins isn't fat enough.
No, it doesn't matter. Do you know what? I'd rather have an unfit guy that can score a goal than having somebody like Josh Windass on that park who, at part of the game, I felt as if he was running away from the play. And he needed. I
thought it was very.
In the first half, we were getting dominated. You know yourself. I know what the position he's supposed to play, but he's looking there. He should be thinking to himself, "I'm going to drop back in here for 5 minutes. I'm going to help these two out because they're getting destroyed in there."
Aye.
And he didn't. He's got to come on.
He's got to come in and mark the boy McKee or whatever his name is.
Or pick up Scott Allen. Just do something.
No, he was too far forward. If he goes on McKee up or whatever his name is, then Holt goes on one and Goss goes on the other one, and it's a different game.
However, you divvy it up, but he wasn't, and that's what I'm saying. His game intelligence is not there, and that was so disappointing. Now, look, I know I'm talking about the players. I don't want to also get away from the referee. He got it right with the penalty. It was a penalty. He got it right with the two offside decisions. I've seen a video that was on Twitter from the East Enclosure, and the wee Alfredo was offside for that one. No doubt he was offside. So that he got that right. But what he didn't get right was a lot of decisions where he did not let them. He did not deal with the players. Scott Allen should have been booked. He had a late boot on the Declan John. The big striker should have been sent off. He'd have booted
Declan John, and then he'd have booted
yes.
Sent off for Robbie.
The referee spotted it, played on, and then came back and he had a word. But all day long it was and in fact there was one of them, and it might have been him, should have got booked in the first minute. He left the boot in the one of our players in the first minute, but he was letting things go. But then there was times where you think he couldn't wait to book Jason Cummins. Jason Cummins had one tackle all game, and they booked him for it.
That might be Jason's tackle for the season. Bridgeman, it was you win as a team, you lose as a team, but obviously the midfield's the driving force of all teams, and I felt that Holt, as Travel Rog pointed out rightly, for me somebody's got to come in and give him a hand. Well, we've not got the ball and help out. That's all part of the game. But I felt Holt, there was a lot of industry as usual for Jason, but there was no product and he's not a natural ball winner. He's a natural worker, if that makes any sense, Bridge.
Yeah, I agree. We've been talking about it, and I think a couple of the boys, including yourself, have mentioned it before in his last couple of performances. Although he's been captain and he's done well for us, the truth of the matter is we're seeing that Jason Holt isn't really the top quality player that we need. Let's put it that way. I don't want to be I'm not damaging the guy in any way. I'm just saying, in my honest opinion, I think when they're better players anyway that are injured, when they come back, I'm afraid that Jason Holt will need to take a back seat, because I don't think he's the quality we need. Or come the summertime, if we've got any money, then we need to go and buy. It's got to be done, because we can't have Jason Holt no playing to the top of his game. And if that's the top of his game on Saturday and the last couple of games, there's a couple of was all right, but in the last two games he's not been great. And we've been able to say, well, he's industrious, but that's it. We're looking for. Sorry, go on, pal.
So, Bridge, you could put McCrory in there. You could put Paul Scholes in there. You could name me any of your top midfielders, right? See, if you've only got two of them in there, and they're up against three, sometimes four, it doesn't matter how good they are. They are not going to succeed. I would have gave Holt and Goss pass marks for the game at the weekend, because they were fighting against fire all that first half. In the second half, I thought they'd done all right. They kept getting the ball wide.
We were before the better team in the second half, Travel.
Oh, and they do.
Whatever he done. And Jamie Murphy came into the game, and we were constantly going forward. What disappointed me was the positions we got in, and the amount of possession we had in the final third, and we didn't make enough chances in my thinking.
Well, even the chances that we did make, we never did very good with them. I don't remember their goalkeeper having to make a dramatic save. He pushed it over the bar. Is that right?
Yeah. Did it put? Even that one. That one was dead frustrating because that was a free header, and he could have put that any side of the goalkeeper, but no, he put it straight to his throat and made it easy for him. So again, I
think we do that, Travel. I think that's just the way we play. I'm not being funny when I say it, and I don't mean to belittle anyone. I just don't see the quality that I'm looking for. You're talking about McCrory. McCrory's probably a half a step up from anything that we've got, and you're talking about, in my opinion, Ryan Jack, probably one of the best players at Ibrox. And when these guys come back into our team, we're going to have a good team to play. But it's going to take a while to get there, and I don't know what our expectation is, to be honest. All I know is I'm a Rangers fan. I don't want to go and watch Hibs beating me or any other team coming to Ibrox and beating my team. I don't want to watch that. Although I have to, but I don't want to.
But if we beat Kilmarnock, we beat St Johnstone, we beat Hamilton at Ibrox, you come away on Saturday and you think, one of the days, silly penalty we gave away, never took our chances, we licked our wounds and we move on. But because there are other games before it, people are saying, there's a problem. There's a problem.
Well, I'm not. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say necessarily that there is a problem, because I can't identify what it is. I'm just going to say, in all honesty, that we just don't have the players that are up for the game. Right, go on then. Tell us what it is.
You've got to keep the ball at one end and put it in.
Oh, of course, it's simple. It's simple, yes. But I think you'll see if you watch the first half again. At times you see that Jason Holt was getting bypassed. He steps up a wee bit, and all of a sudden the gap he's left from wherever he's left it gets filled with a Hibs player. That kind of thing happened.
That's the problem, mate. When you're playing there, mate, you do tend to get pulled towards the ball, right?
Of course, I understand that. I understand that fully, yes.
So when he's getting pulled towards the ball, that means that there's always a spare man, and if teams are clever, they just moved it, and that's all they done, mate. It wasn't.
That's exactly what they've done. It's not just done on Saturday. It's getting done against us quite regular. That's all I'm meaning. Somewhere along the line, we have to get ourselves sorted. I'm quite sure that the players that we've got on our books now, we could have enough to have a good 3-5-2 formation at Ibrox. And then you've got 5 players in midfield, and absolutely no way should you be getting pounded. No way under God's earth should you be getting pounded playing 3-5-2 at Ibrox. No, I'm sorry. We should be able to take...
Anyway, if people want to join us, what's the number, Bridge?
The number is 352. Sorry, 0141356. Yeah, 352. Apologies. 0141356 1972.
We've been joined by Fox. Evening, Fox.
I think Rudy was on the phone, mate.
I'm just coming to Rudy. How we doing, Rudy?
Hi, guys. How we doing?
All right, mate. You back on the solids?
I've calmed down a wee bit. I think I owe you a wee bit of an apology. I was a bit sort of wired after that result. I was absolutely gutted up.
You know what I mean? Worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. We've also been joined by Ibrox Loyal. How we doing, Ibrox?
All right, Trips. How's it going?
Oh, Papa Dom wrists.
How you doing, Richmond?
Right, buddy. You?
Ibrox.
I love it.
Should West Foderingham have saved that?
100%, mate.
No, I want to change it. No, I was going to say what Ibrox Loyal I saved that was a daft.
Maybe not, mate. Maybe not. 100%, mate. 100%. I know he's had a few good games in the recent weeks, so you would find it hard to slate him, but that goal, mate, is food and drink for a goalkeeper. He should have strong enough wrist and have a strong enough positional angle. He saved that shot.
Mate. It's his angles. It's a position he seems to get beat for quite a lot. The ball came across him. Fox, you pointed that out before, and it's his angles for me. Ibrox.
No, without a doubt, mate. And I kind of agree with Travel. I'm sure it was Travel that says earlier about do we need a change in nets, but it's a hard thing to say, mate, because.
Well, he's been quite a consistent performer this season. Let's be fair.
He has been, mate. That's why you wouldn't want to change it. But to me, Liam Kelly should be the new number 2 at Ibrox. If anybody's getting in there, that young boy deserves his chance, mate. He had 12 clean sheets last season when he was out on loan at Livingston. He did really well. He was getting rave reviews for some of the top goalkeepers out there in Scottish football at the time. And to me, he's a big Liam Kelly's a bit like Alan McGregor was, mate. When he went on loan to Dunfermline, had a number of superb games, had a good number of clean sheets, and came in and eventually became your number one. And again, to me, he was up there with one of your best keepers in the last number of years.
All right, mate. All right, fair enough. Rudy, now you've had time to reflect. I don't know if you've watched it or the highlights or looked at it again since.
Aye, I did.
Oh, you're sad, you.
I know.
Or a glutton for punishment.
Aye. Right, well, I said.
Now that you've watched it again, but how do you see it? Because it is different when you watch it and you going in it.
Aye, when you know what the score is and stuff, you can actually watch what's happening on the park proper. You get too caught up in it, don't you? You know, you're jumping about the living room, gone mental, shouting at the telly or whatever the case is. I think, in all honesty, after watching it again, I watched it yesterday again. I think, in all honesty, Hibs were the better team in the first half.
I wouldn't argue with that, particularly the second half of the first half, mate.
Aye, definitely, yeah. They played better, I thought, than we did.
Rudy.
I think they played the better football and stuff.
Rudy.
Aye.
See, before you go...
trouble, aye.
Aye, before you go any further, the chances that we missed, we had Windass with 2 good chances and Morales with a good chance. So, before that game could have been deed and buried. See if these guys are as good as they keep telling us they are, and they keep and they've got the Swaza and the Bolton putt, whatever they call it. That takes Hibs out the game.
Well, it's the same. It was the same the last time we played them, Travel, wasn't it?
We could have been
3-0 up in the first 20-25 minutes of the game. The last time we played them at Ibrox, it seems to be a consistent theme with us. You know, we create chances. You know, within the first maybe 30 minutes of a game, we could be 2-3-0 up, and even if we're not playing really as well as we'd like to see us play, you know, it seems to be a consistent theme with us that we can't put the ball in the back of the net and take these chances. Graham Murray mentioned it. I think it was either last week, or maybe the week before or something. He mentioned about the amount of chances that we create that, you know, we can't convert for some reason. And I don't know, is that because we're playing one up front? I don't know about that. I mean, because Josh Windass could have had a couple, you know, if he'd have taken these chances, you know. So, and, well, Morelos could have had a couple as well, you know. I don't know. I think, if I have to be honest, even though we had day chances, the first 45, especially as Ox says, the second part of the first half, second half of the first half, I think they were the better team, if I have to be honest. And I hate to say that because I despise the bastards, you know what I mean? But it's what I seen.
Caught that.
Yes, sorry. It's what I seen when I watched it again. You know, sitting with a cup of coffee and just watched it yesterday evening.
And then the second half, Rudy.
Second half, you were right, Ox. I sat and watched it properly again. Do you know what it was like? I tried to say to you on Saturday, I was more disappointed with the defeat. It was a defeat that got to me, you know what I mean?
I reckon they were rolling really up the park once in the whole second half, Rudy.
I think we played some really good football in the second half. So we did. I thought Jamie Murphy done really well when I sat and watched it properly again. I thought Jamie Murphy done really well.
Foul, Rudy?
Well, I know. I mean, Wally Collum, for God's sake. How bad a referee is Wally Collum, you know? And I don't think he deliberately sets out today as a disservice. I just think he's a garbage referee, you know? I just think he's garbage at the job, you know. I've seen these kind of performances against other teams, you know. He's just rubbish. I can't believe he's one of Scotland's top referees. But in the second half, Ox, you were right. When I sat and watched it properly again, I had a wee giggle to myself because I thought Ox was right. I was wrong. Again, you don't hear it all that often, Ox, you know what I mean? But you were right.
Ox, you were saying there how much how we came right into it in the second half, and we were by far the best team. What was Josh Windass's involvement in the second half? Do you remember him of any note being involved in the game, influence the game in any way? He missed a couple of chances there as well, but was there anything that you would think, that was because Josh Windass done something? No.
Honestly, I thought he was very poor on Saturday with the piece. I think where are missing the chances early on affected them. Josh has a tendency when things aren't going well for him. I'll go to Bridge with this one. He hides on the park, and you can make runs where you know you're not going to get the ball, and then you don't influence the game. As we've said before, there's different types of being brave on the park. And Marty talked about it after the Fraserburgh game, that he felt that even Joe Josh had scored a hat trick, he still didn't have a good game. And there's different kinds of bravery, Bridgeman.
Absolutely. I think Windass has got a good way about it. He wants to hide, then he will hide, for sure. But we need our manager and management team and all the coaches. Windass is quite a good player, and he scored a lot of goals for us. He needs to be in there. Every single one of the players need to be in there with their best fitness they can, and their minds are all clear and up and running. That's what we need. We can't have a Windass, the skills that boy's got, and the amount of goals he can score. We can't have him hiding for 3/4 of a game. We can't have it. I don't want to criticise too much. I don't care where he is. I'm just saying somewhere our coaching and management, at whatever level, they're not getting the best out of the players. That's all I'm saying. It might be the players' fault. It might be a mixture.
I agree with you.
Sorry, what was that, Rudy?
Yeah, no, I'm just agreeing with Travel there, Bridge. He should be on the bench, Mona.
Oxford.
Yes, mate.
Oxford, yesterday, some Jessie J, some random pop star woman, tweeted, "When the fear of getting it wrong outweighs the fun of getting it right, it's time to move on." Guess which one of your players retweeted that? You
sure that wasn't your wife that sent you that?
No, but guess which one of your players tweeted that? When the fear of getting it wrong outweighs the fun of getting it right, it's time to move on. Guess which player retweeted that?
Josh Windass.
Exactly. That tells you everything you need to know about him. He has no good mentality to be a winner. See, when you can see when you're thinking that, then do you know what? Your time's up, mate. Don't bother pulling that jersey on again. Because see that's just total negativity. That's a loser. You do not deserve to be in our club.
My mate sent me that last night, Travel, so I couldn't believe it when I read it. I thought, what a thing to say. After getting pumped with Hibs, what a thing to come out and say. And knowing fine well that all the support are seeing that tweet for him, it's time to move on. Do you know when it was time to move on? The fucking summer, that was time for him to move on.
You know what? Rudy, you know what I mean? What did you know tweet that for? What did you know tweet that for a week ago before the window closed, mate? And you could have got $500,000 for you. You could have swung your hook down the road because that attitude for him. And I was so gutted at the weekend, and then to read that. And do you know what? And Greg Docherty is another one. Now again, he's at the very start of his career. And he tweeted something about we'll take positives out of the game. I can't take any positives out of that. You've destroyed the positivity. That team, the manager. I'll get to the manager now. I think he's got one more defeat in him, and then that's it. He'll know. For me, he's got one more defeat, and he's not going to get that job.
When you start looking at the stats closely, I mean, the positivity was coming. He was getting momentum, and I'm going to say to Rudy Bear, Friday night, mate, you might have been right.
Well, I think it was only me and Big Al, wasn't it? Well, I saw a thing the day. Somebody sent me it the day, and it was 10 wins, 7 defeats, and 3 draws for Graham Murray as Rangers with his caretaker.
It's not acceptable, Rudy.
That's nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough, man.
That's where I'm saying to you, Rudy. I think he's got one more defeat in him, and then that's probably going to sign the death knell at the end of the season. I don't think we'll do anything between now and then, but he needs to go on a great run. Now, whether he takes us to the final and we get beaten in the final, then that might just be. But as far as the league goes, he can't go wasting stupid points anymore.
Aye, it's the whole disappointment, Travel.
Apart from the 20 minutes, Travel Rug. Apart from the 20 minutes, I think Maesties would have picked that team. Let's be honest with you. Yeah,
but Austria, when they have to make a substitution, right, and they change their formation, he's then got to be proactive with that as well.
Well, you've got to get a few minutes, mate, to see how your game plan goes.
Yes.
The time to change it was maybe around about the half-hour mark when he'd seen that the game had swung and we were getting outnumbered in midfield, And with the personnel we had in the park, I wouldn't have made a substitution. I would have pulled Josh Windass, who's meant to have been a midfield player, and told him to go in McGeoch. And then that would have changed the dynamics in the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. I'd do it personally. And then you take it from there, and that's what you tell him. When you've not got the ball, you get on him. The same as we had Crankyard Davy Brown. Yeah, he just played in his space and stopped him playing. Yep. That's what you saw. And that's when I'm not talking about when we've got the ball, I'm talking about when they've got the ball, and that's when you've got to do the hard yards, Bridgeman.
Yeah, well, I can't say any more than I've said. In my honest opinion, I'm not being funny when I say it, and I don't mean to belittle anyone. We're far, far, far below where we should be. There's been a couple of games this season against Aberdeen where we played doubles better, far better than we played against Hibs. So the only thing I can say is that Hibs managed to get on the park and put their tactics right and stifle us. And we could rise above them. There's no way that Hibs are a better team than Aberdeen, and yet we can go on. We did go on and we beat Aberdeen. I just don't understand what the problems can be. So all I'm saying is to our management, all of them, it's time to get your home dressing room sorted. We need to get back on the park. And us, hold on a second, it's no good 50,000 people turning up on a Saturday and watching us getting beaten or drawing and getting beaten with poor teams or playing just crap. We need to do better. We really do need to do better. Otherwise, obviously, the fans will start getting a bit restless. That's all I've got to say. Sorry, Trouble.
No, Bridgeman, I'm just going to... Just what you were saying there. We're talking about the Aberdeen game. The Aberdeen was a game that we dominated the midfield until Aberdeen put an extra man in there. And that's what... Ox, I think we've spoke about it on the show. Where Aberdeen totally destroyed us for the last 15 minutes. Now, you can put it down to fatigue or whatever, but they did put an extra man in midfield and they totally overpowered us. So again, it's obvious. Yeah. It's obvious where the problem comes for us. So see, and what you're saying is right enough, Fox. They make a change. They go Merrick in a 5 at the back and then maybe changing 5 into midfield. They seem to press us. They played a bit of a higher pressing game on us, and we couldn't get some of the players influencing the game the way that they were. But we didn't do anything about it, and that's what was so annoying. We could see it. Everybody around about me was screaming about it, but we didn't. And then before you know it, the goals came, and that's us 1-0 at half time. The momentum is gone. We were on the front foot. All right, we missed good chances, but we were on the front foot, and then all of a sudden things changed, and we struggled badly. And I can't accept it. If the manager's not going to do something about it, then he's not the right man for the job.
All right, if people want to join us, what's the number, Travel Rock?
352? No, 01413561972.
Or you can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online where Fox will bring it. Fox, give us your thoughts, mate. I've not heard from you since you were away gallivanting at the weekend.
Not much different for everybody else's, mate. I thought the defensive midfielders sat too deep. I thought that was the problem. They allowed a big space between themselves and Windass, who was the player up front before Morelos, mate. That whole bit of the middle of the park was wide open all the time. And I think we started to solve it in the second half when they pushed up a wee bit and we began to take between ourselves and Windass. But everything else, everybody else has said, I've just got to agree with, mate. There's not much you can say. I didn't honestly think we played that badly. And we could easily have won the game 2-1 as well as they could have won it 2-1, mate. It was a pretty even game.
Fair shout, mate. Fair shout. I mean, I think you were the 90 minutes, Rudy. We didn't, and I'll go to Ibrox Loyal next. We were the 90 minutes. We didn't deserve to lose, really, if I'm being honest.
No, I think, in all honesty, after watching it again, Ox, I think a draw would have been a fair result if you're talking about fairness. Obviously, I don't care about that. I want us to win every game. We'd have still been gutted, wouldn't we? Well, probably, they're open points at Ibrox, you know. But the fact that we never picked up any points at all, and it's like I said at the weekend, Docs, the fact that they lost as well, do you know what I mean, made it even worse. Because you're thinking, right, we've got Thistle on Tuesday night, another 3 points there, you're into single figures, you know. So that was one of the really frustrating things for me. I actually think in the second half they played some really good football at times in that second half. You know, they solved some of the problems, as Fox was saying, in midfield. They pushed up a wee bit, didn't allow them so much space, and played pretty well, I thought, in the second half. Some of the decision making for Tavernier and stuff like that, though, at times was pretty woeful. I thought, you know, don't think
Crossing was terrible.
I made that point on Saturday after the game travel. You know, he's crossing into the box and stuff like that. It was Candace wasn't much better either. I thought probably if I had to pick a man of the match as far as Rangers goes, it would be Jamie Murphy. I think Jamie Murphy was about the best of a bad bunch. And as for Wes Foderingham, I can't get this guy at all, because we saw him against Aberdeen. What a blinding game he had against Aberdeen. He was absolutely superb. And then he gets beat with a shot for about 20 yards, 25 yards, whatever it was. He should have got that. I don't care, what anybody says. A goalkeeper at Rangers should never be beat for that kind of angle or that kind of distance. And it's like you say, Oxy seems to have a wee bit of a problem with that, because it's not the first time. He's certainly not consistent enough. You know, people are talking about him being the best goalkeeper in the league. Well, I don't know about that now, to be honest, because I just don't think he's consistent enough to be called the best goalkeeper in the league. You know?
Can I just make another?
I've got the Ibrox next, travel rug, and we'll come back to you, mate. Ibrox.
I kind of agree with a lot of the pants are saying tonight, mate. The midfield, we should be controlling and dictating match by match at Ibrox. I heard what you said earlier, Ox, about Josh Windass coming back a wee bit and picking up McGee up. I don't think Josh Windass is getting at his game. We've seen him when he was on the left-hand side of the midfield as well. He would never get back, and he would show a lot of weaknesses in the more defensive side of the game on the left-hand side as well. I just don't think he's got that in him. But yet again, it's another match that Josh Windass is near enough hiding for near enough a whole match. I would have whipped him off. I don't know, long before time he did, mate, because what was it, 71st or 72nd minute before he started making substitutions? I don't think that's right, mate. I think I had made a lot sooner than to try and re-dominate the match.
Can I just make a wee point about Windass, Ox? Can I just make a wee point about this guy? I've never known a player that can hide so easily in a game. Do you know that? I've never known a player at Rangers. I'm talking about at Rangers here. I've never known a player that can hide so easily in a game in front of 50,000 people the way he does. And it brings to mind to me a wee point you made months ago about him, Ox. He's got the heart of a mouse, that boy, and he just won't do. It's as simple as that. Our club going forward are not going to be able to make use of him. It's as simple as that. And and Travels just said there a few minutes back, he should have made that stupid tweet when the window was open and we could have got rid of him, because he's just not required for me. And as far as the Moira night goes, I'd much rather see him sitting on the bench, because I don't think he's done anything to deserve a start. It's as simple as that.
Do you know, Rudy, I'm only giving him a place on the bench because we're low in numbers.
Aye.
He wouldn't be getting a jersey.
Yeah, I'll tell you now. I bet he starts tomorrow night.
Oh, I know he'll start tomorrow. I know he will.
He seems to be a big favourite of Graham Murray, so he does, Seems to be a big favourite, just like Kenny was when Kenny was playing, and Kenny wasn't he?
Kenny's one of all-time favourites.
That's a good point, Travel. That's one thing you can't accuse Kenny of doing. You can accuse him of running about like a headless chicken, but you can't accuse him of hiding. Whereas Josh Windass does, and he does it on a regular basis, and I've never seen another player go missing in a game the way he does.
I disagree with you.
All right.
When you go for
I do too.
I think it's up to our side to get Josh Windass into the game, mate. That's what I think. And I'll tell you what, when they get him involved in the game, mate, he produces.
I don't know about
we continually go down the wings, mate. We don't play the ball through the middle where he can run and pick it off. It goes to the wings. He goes searching for the ball. I watched him on Saturday, mate. He covered a lot of ground, but you said he was hiding. We couldn't get a ball to him, mate.
But he's played in the wing and he's not been able to date in the wing either, Fox.
He doesn't
want to play in the wing.
He was never a winger, mate. We brought in wingers to do that job, mate, and he was moved into the centre of in the attacking midfield role. But the crosses coming in towards him, mate, were hopeless. We couldn't get him on the ball.
No, Fox. What the point I'm trying to make about Josh Windass in that first half when we were struggling, right? It was obvious we were needing somebody else, another body to help us out in midfield. Somebody just to either, as Ox says, go and stun on McGear, but even there, so make yourself available. I know what you're saying. It's up to the other players to get the ball to him. See, when that's not happening, try and play yourself into the game, son. And he didn't do that for me at the weekend. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people speak highly of him, and I've been impressed with him the last couple of weeks. But on Saturday there, it just was so obvious that he didn't have. He's got the heart of a mouse, mate.
I wasn't impressed with him at all. And against Fraserburgh, just because you got a hat trick against the Highline League club. No thanks, no for me. You know what I mean? I wasn't impressed with him at all against Fraserburgh.
You've not watched that game twice, have you, Rudy?
No, no, I've not. No,
can I just make another point? I know we're talking about how it was difficult to break Hibs down, right? And we had a lot of the possession and all the rest of it. But we didn't really create a hellish amount of chances. Our corners are absolutely pointless. There is nothing to them. We did not change our corners. We were floating balls in, and it's the fella Goss. Now, I'm not going to be too critical of him because I don't think he was particularly bad, but we need to change things with the corners. We need to do something a wee bit different. It was so easy for Hibs to defend 8 corners. I think we must have got 10, 11, 12 corners. Does anybody remember anything decent coming for a corner? Nothing. No. We need to change. How about having somebody else maybe take a different corner for the other side? What about in-swinging it? But everything was just a float into the box, and it was easy for the goalkeeper or easy for the big defenders to clear it. It was just, again, another thing. We're terrible at throw-ins. I've always been bothered with us with throw-ins, but the corners just now. And we need to have a set-piece threat. If we're not going to break teams down, breaking a 5-man defence down, we need to do something for set-pieces, and we couldn't do it at the weekend.
Bridgeman, and then we've been joined by the Global Ambassador. Bridge?
I have to say I agree with a lot of what Travel's saying. I just don't think we should be having pot shots at all of our players, or some of our players. I think, in my honest opinion, I agree with Foxy. We didn't play very well, and it's up to us as a team, as a club, to find out why we're not playing very well. And if it gets to the point that there's a difference of opinion about certain things, then it's up to the manager and the coaches to get that difference of opinion sorted, because there is only one opinion, and that's the opinion of the fans at the end of the day. If we're going to sit and say that was crap, then Rangers need to do something about it. As a club, we need to do it. We can't go on and go on and go on and go on and go to Ibrox and get beat, because it's not going to happen. Sooner or later, we're going to turn in and say, "No, we're not watching this shite. This is rubbish." No, forgive my language, but that's exactly what you'll probably think. And it's gone on too long. And we're giving Mr. Murty as much as we can, and he'll get to the end of the season. And sure as shooting, at the end of the season, the fans will make the judgment. But he's got every opportunity. He's got a lot of players there, a lot of good players. And in my opinion, we were a far better team than Hibs on Saturday in certain parts, but we never made anything of it. There must have been 4 or 5 really good chances, particularly that boy Morelos. My goodness gracious, that ball right in the middle of the goal when he gets blocked with players. Nah, I'm sorry.
He only had one chance, Bridge, all game. He'd one chance.
Who they did?
No, Morelos.
I'm saying that Morelos was in. Beautiful ball back from Candias, and he's there on his Todd. And they two players still managed to get back between him and the goal. That's all I'm saying.
One chance. Windass had 4.
Yeah, I'm saying we made a lot of chance. I don't try not to talk about one single player, in all honesty. Well, there was a lot of chances. Candias had a couple of chances, and the boy, what's his name? The boy Goss. He had a lovely free kick that just went over the bar, and then he scored with the other one. So there was chances throughout the game, and we played quite well throughout the game. We weren't good enough. That's the truth of it. We weren't good enough for the 90 minutes. and we need to be good for the 90 minutes, particularly Ibrox.
Anyway, we've been joined by the Global Ambassador. How are we doing?
Not bad, gentlemen. How are you?
All right, Al.
All right, mate.
Hello, Big Al.
Oh, quite a few things. Where to start? I picked up Fox here. I agree with Fox to a certain extent. If you're playing a player in a certain position, the other team has to accommodate that position, that strengths, and that goes throughout the team. So Fox is right in that. If we're playing balls down the wing and our manager has identified the player, when we're speaking about Windass, that he is lying a wee bit deep and driving through the middle, and we don't play to that strength, well, that's either the execution of the tactics on the park are wrong by the players, or the manager quite simply isn't getting his tactics right and getting information to the players to play to their strengths. So that's it. And I think, look, we can strip it all back and you can debate, and you've been having a really good debate in that, but see, at the end of the day, we've been a bit of smoke and mirrors here with Mr. Murray, with Graham Murray. An under-20s coach has been elevated to the platform of a first-team manager of Glasgow Rangers. It's quite simply, guys, he isn't good enough. Look at his record. His record's there. It's the exact same as Pedro Caixinha's. Now, we speak about Mr. Murray, he's great talking, he's starting to come across and great and blah, 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 blah. Is he turning into now the British Pedro Caixinha? That's what I'll say to you, because he's talking a good game, but he certainly ain't executing on the park. Tactics on Saturday, the two midfielders, somebody mentioned it, so they're holding midfielders we've got, and Goss and then Bolt. I thought Goss was the new Great White Hope. To me, he was sitting too deep, and I think Scott Allen had him in his back pocket all the first half. That's why he's at us. So I don't hold much hope for that guy.
I thought Goss and Murphy were our two best players, mate.
No, Murphy was our best player, I would say, going forward. Me and you are going to agree to disagree in this, and probably the rest of the panel. I don't think Goss. I think he flat out with the Steve. I think it's that smoke and mirrors, shiny thing.
There was a 20-minute period when him and Jason Holt were totally dominated with the three. But then in the second half, the amount of passes and the going forward that came to Goss, the prodding and the moving the ball and keeping it moving, it was effective for me. And then obviously he scored a wonderful free kick. You know? But it's all about opinions, man.
It's all about opinions.
But get your fact, the stats are beginning. Obviously, the stats all come out after the weekend, and there's an issue with your team, Ibrox. Ibrox loyal.
As I was saying about the mentality thing at Ibrox, why we're not turning into a fortress as the way it used to be, is I think there's something deep down within the psyche, mate, some of the players, or some of the players that have maybe been there for a while now, because this isn't a new thing. It was happening last season as well. And I think I see a wee bit of fear in some of them, a wee bit of trepidation at times, and something really has to get sorted, mate. You can say about, is it always getting run, a lot of times getting run over in the midfield, but sometimes you've got to take a look at the psychological impact as well, mate, with some of the players, because on Saturday some of them did look scared to me playing at Ibrox, and I think something has to seriously change. And then we might see Ibrox yet again returning to a fortress Ibrox as it was once known.
So what is the problem at Ibrox? What is the problem at Ibrox, Big Al? Oh, hello's the big one. Yeah, he has. Oh, sorry. Rudy, what's the problem at Ibrox then for you?
It's hard to say, but I think maybe Ibrox touched on it there. I think it's a psychological thing. I don't think we looked at players. If you look at players that we had in the past, they relished going out there in front of a sold out Ibrox. You know, they relished it. They relished the battle. They were up for the battle. You know, they had the 50,000 Bears backing them, and I think they loved playing in that kind of atmosphere. And I sometimes just get the impression that we don't really have too many of the players at Ibrox, at Rangers just now. I think the trepidation, as Ibrox has just said, and by the way, that's a nice big word, that Ibrox, well done. The trepidation, maybe you can see it in maybe some of their faces, I suppose, as they're coming out and they're thinking, God, 50,000 here. And maybe the tweet that Josh Windass retweeted yesterday or whenever it was, just the other day there, maybe that's telling you something. Maybe that's telling you how they think. I spoke to my mate who was at the game last night, sitting having a pint, and he said to me that the Bears started getting on their back after about 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. He said the Bears started getting on their back. He thinks the whole problem is a psychological thing. There's no this connection at Ibrox between the team and the support the way there used to be. He said when Rangers equalised, he said the place just went nuts, absolutely nuts. He said it was brilliant. He said, and then after that, it was, when they get the penalty, from then on, it was just like a damp squib. Players were misplacing passes, and the fans, you could hear the grumbling and all that. Maybe that's a part of it all. Because I really honestly don't know why the form has been so bad this season at Ibrox. I just don't understand it at all. Compared to the away form. Anyway, in general, the away form has been pretty good, But then they've showed you that they can get up for the games against Aberdeen. They've beat them twice at Ibrox now this season and played really well in both games. All right, in the last one there, maybe the last 15 minutes of the game, they took a bit of a batter, but I think that's because Aberdeen basically chucked everybody forward, said get the ball in the box. I bet they stood up to it pretty well, they kept a clean sheet, didn't they? So they stood up to it pretty well, but I don't know. I really don't understand it. I don't know why it happens. I would have thought that players that are at Rangers would relish running out there in front of 50,000 fans, but some of them don't seem to. Some of them don't seem to. Or it could just be something quite simple.
How can we beat Aberdeen twice?
Don't know. I don't know. I have absolutely no clue. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I don't have an answer. Well, basically, don't know.
Travel Rock, what's the problem at Ibrox then? Oh, Bridgeman, what's your...
The trouble at Ibrox is that's what I'm trying to say, that our board and all their management and coaching staff, if there's something amiss, we're fans, we see it. They must see the same thing and know a wee bit better. Somewhere along the line, there's something no clicking with the players. And it might just be that they need to be another step up in quality that's required to be able to play at Ibrox with all these fans on their back and be able to just still go on and at times ignore it. But they really need that type of player. If that type of player is there at the moment at Ibrox, then brilliant. Get the coaching done and make sure you pull that out of them, because that's what you're needing. You need all these players, 11 players, to come out and run their heart out. Now, some of them are going to have off days, we know that, but they really need to run their heart out for 90 minutes for the Rangers. You can't have a guy who scores a hat-trick one week and then he comes out to Ibrox in front of 50,000 and he can't kick a ball, or he hides. He gets accused of hiding. We can't have that. It's just no right. And it's the same with other players. People are wondering, why on earth does our fullback, who's a very experienced fullback, why does he go and chase a guy all the way out, halfway out to the edge of the penalty box and then push him? I just don't understand that. And then turn around and say to the referee, I never touched him. I'm sorry, that was a penalty. In our eyes, I'm not saying every single Rangers fan, but if that happened to one of our players, I would be expecting the referee to blow the whistle and give a penalty. Otherwise, I would accuse them of cheating. That's what I would have done. And speaking about cheating, I think we saw that how much cheating was going on Saturday with just the one incident, and that was the boy Cummings. He came on and he had his second tackle, and the referee gave him a yellow card. Ridiculous. And I watched that Hibs defence absolutely mollocate some of our players. 4 tackles.
Murphy in particular.
Exactly. I saw that boy McGinn run up to Morelos, who had gone in and picked the ball up and was throwing the ball back to their goalkeeper. Yeah, and I saw him running in and putting his hands up and pushing him. And I thought to myself, if you lift your hands in football, it's a red card offence. And they ended up, all they did was they booked Morelos and McGinn. And I'm thinking, why is Morelos getting booked? He never done anything. All he did was throw the ball back. So that, to me, to quiet it all down, the referee is taking, which is exactly the same thing that happened with the Stokes incident, where he jumped on top of Tavernier's back. And
McGinn ran 25 yards to do that to Fredo.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. I know he ran out to get involved, and all of a sudden, Alfredo's getting booked. For as far as he's concerned, he's throwing the ball back, and this guy's trying to helm.
Anyway,
wait a minute, what's going on? Sorry, right, okay.
We've reached that time of the evening. If everybody doesn't mind going on mute, Fox will use a tune.
See them march on, marching on through the years of history. Heads held on high, for the jersey they would do or die. Fight, fight for right, play the game with the badge of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on their way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on their way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story.
Well, welcome back.
Hi.
Who's back?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm here, aye.
So we have to like our wins and move on. Game tomorrow night against Thistle. Looking forward to it now, Ibrox Loyal.
I'm on, mate. Sorry, mate, I'm getting a lot of double things. I think that's now. I'm really looking forward to it, mate. It's a quick chance to get
a wee bit quieter, Ibrox.
Oh, sorry, mate. Just to get back a match to try and get a big response from our players and a big response when it comes to attitude on the park as well, mate. Because if we get that, it'll be 3 points closer to the 3 points we never got on Saturday. So,
Aye. Big game again, Bridge.
Yeah, once again, every single game we come to play, it's just a massive game. It's just huge. And that's one of the problems. I think we can probably see that ourselves. The players know every game is high pressure, it's a must-win game. And then we're going to go against Partick Thistle. And you know what's going to happen. We'll play the strongest team we can, and it'll be a battle. And I don't know. That's the question I'm asking everybody tonight. Do we know if our best team is really up for all the battles? You're talking however many games we play, 38 games in a season. If it's more than that, I'm not that sure. But 38 games a season, every single one of them's a battle. And then all the cup games. So you're talking 40-odd games, a battle. And we've proven, our team, our players have proven on numerous occasions this season that they aren't up for the battle, or they're incapable of being up for the battle. So I'm going away from the team, and I'm going to say to the manager and his coaching teams, this is your your problem. It's your players. You've got to get them up. You've got to do it. When all the booing or all the shouting and bawling comes on about the players no this and no play, it's your problem. Don't turn in and say, I tell them to do this and they don't do it when they get on the park. Your job is to make them do it when they go on the park through their training and coaching and all the rest of it. Whatever it takes, get it done. That's all I've got.
You're not going to do a lot of training between Saturday and Tuesday, mate.
Whatever, I'm saying training and coaching. That's all I'm saying. It's training and coaching. He's got to discuss with them. This is the way we're going to play. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But they've got to, obviously, somewhere along the line, the manager's got to say, see that game, see some of that stuff you played on Saturday, it wasn't good enough. And the week before, it wasn't good enough. We're going to have to do something now. They might turn around and say, "Fly." Well, they can't do anything anyway because all these players are injured. Well, sooner or later, the answers are going to come back to them. Sooner or later, they've got to do something. You can't have 50,000 fans sitting at Ibrox and watching their team getting beat. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They're going to end up going to turn and saying, I've had enough. I'll no bother. Just go to the pub. That's what will happen.
Travel, Rob?
Sorry, boys.
Am I looking forward to it? No.
Is that because it's Saturday?
Because we take the positives out of the game. We'll learn from it, but we'll still play the same team the following week. I can see it happening. We know Josh can do it, so we'll play him. I know I'm going after him here tonight, but you were asking me, or you went through the season so far, and where we're going wrong, and it's him. He's a constant through this. He's part of the problem, I'm afraid, mate, and that's where I need to see if Graham Murray wants to make a proper fist of this job. He's going to have to start being ruthless and make some changes. He's signed players. He's got his signings in there. He needs to start playing them, because if he's going to hang his job on the likes of Josh Windass, then you're done, mate. Your goose is cooked already. He needs to start playing. Let's give Greg Docherty a start. Let's give Jason Cummins a start. We need to start getting.
It's only my opinion, mate, but Jason Cummins looks so far off the pace, mate. It's shocking.
He scored the winner at Ross County.
What's that?
He scored the winner at Ross County.
Aye, come on for about 20 minutes, Travel.
I know, but he's came on and he's made a difference to a game. Josh Windass had 90 minutes on Saturday and did not influence the game at all. He missed 100% chances. So I would rather you give me Jason Cummins, and if you only get an hour off him, and he's blown out his backside, then fair enough. I would sooner have that than have to sit and watch that again, and then when you read the next day the attitude of him, it just tells me everything I need to know. So if Graham Murray is serious about wanting this job, he needs to start making decisions which probably aren't maybe not going to be that popular, but he needs to start doing it.
We're a wee bit light in personnel. I mean, there's nobody else bar even Kenny Miller would be the obvious choice to come back in and play where Windass has been playing. I don't see Greg.
Here's another one. I know we've a lot of people slated Pena.
He's still getting slated in Mexico, mate.
I know, but I would argue that Pena would have been more influential on Saturday than what Josh Windass was. And he's the least mobile one of the lot. Anyway,
he didn't have a good game, Windass. You win and losing as a team, mate. He didn't cause the first goal and he didn't cause the second goal.
You asked me if I was looking forward to it.
Aye.
I'd have been right up for it if we'd had 3 points in the bag for Saturday, and knowing that we could close the gap on them. I think it was Bridgman said into single figures, turning the screw on them a wee bit, because their players are dropping like flies. They're dropping points. We had an opportunity and we didn't take it. So I would have been buzzing for tomorrow night, but just now I'm not.
And that's where that result's done. Fox?
I think it's fear, mate. But no fear of playing the game, fear of making mistakes. We're a very sort of steady Eddie type of teammate. We don't see any adventurous play, really, apart from James Taverner and Declan John when they come forward, mate. everybody makes a pass for the sake of making the pass, mate. They don't want. I think they're scared to make mistakes. I think the manager is scared to give them the freedom in case we get doings, mate. And I was at the game on Saturday, and I'd agree with a lot of people. There was a lot of moaning and grumping, mate. But we played some excellent football at times, and there wasn't a great deal of encouragement for them either. And once they go a bit of joy, but and they make a mistake, a simple mistake, with having their geese away a penalty, and all the hard work they had been doing for the previous 20 minutes, mate, all just went out the window. And I think that's what your text with Josh Windass could also mean, mate. It's fear of making a mistake with our side. We aren't the adventure. Take the shackles off them and say, play your own game. Maybe it's too much tactics, and what in fact our team needs is just to let them go, mate.
Rudy Bear.
That's a good point, Fox. I think that's the point I was aiming at. It's a psychological thing. Going out there in front of 50,000 people, you know, they've got a few thousand bears away from home. They seem to be able to perform, you know, and even if it means grinding out a result away from home, they've managed to do it. They've done it at Easter Road when they were getting battered at Easter Road, at, you know, parts of the game. At Ibrox, they just don't seem to be able to do it. Like Travel said, I know, see if we'd got the 3 points on Saturday, even just a 1-0 win, if we'd have got the 3 points on Saturday, I'd have been totally up for this game tomorrow night. I'd have been itching for it to come in, thinking if we get another 3 points, that's us single figures behind them. You know what I mean? Start to put a wee bit of pressure on them. I can't get it out of my head that we beat Aberdeen 3 times this season and we're sitting 6 points behind them. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous. So it's ridiculous, you know, and the fact that they got beat at the weekend and we couldn't capitalise on it. These players should have been itching to get out of that dressing room. I didn't even know they were playing in the early match until I came on the show and you told me that they'd been beaten with Kilmarnock. But they players should have been absolutely itching to get out of that dressing room and get that 3 points on Saturday. They just don't seem to be able. For some reason, it grips them, and I think it's. My mate reckons, he said, he was there on Saturday, he says the grumbling and the mumbling and moaning that was going on, he thinks that's what's affecting them. It is a possibility, but I tell you what, Partick Thistle won't lie down tomorrow night, because every team in this league knows how to play Rangers. They know how to play them. Come up against Rangers, all you have to do is give them a hard time yet. You know what I mean? And it totally knocks them off their game. We don't seem to have the players that can, you know, stick the boot in when needed, you know. And Bridge has made this point a few times, and I totally agree with him. We need a ball winner in the middle of that park, and we haven't got it yet. There it is. There we have. And I don't know whether Greg Docherty might be that boy, you know. I don't know if that's his game. I don't think it is, really. But we need a ball winner in the middle of that park. Somebody with
the conversation go on mute, please. On the telly. Carry on, Rudy.
We need a ball winner in the middle of that park, Ox. So we do. That's got to be something.
That's how we're missing McCrory, mate.
Aye,
he's
for definite.
He's one natural ball winner. Ibrox
yeah.
Yeah, mate, definitely missing young McCrory. He's made that position his own. I think we're a lot weaker in the midfield without him. When he's there, he seems to be able to see things before the other teams actually make the attacks, and is able to cut the things out, which is good for us, mate. And the sooner he's back, the better it's going to be again for the midfield, mate.
Yep, Ibrox, if people want to join us, what's the number?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Or you can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where Fox will bring you in. I think that's a fair comment. I mean, I'm not saying Gossy, he's not a natural ball winner. Jason Holt gets stuck in, but you couldn't put him down as a ball winner, could you, Bridge?
Can I
no.
that for Bridge?
Well, of course. On you go, bud. On you go.
See the boy Goss, mate, that's only here on loan. He's the only one that's adventurous. If you know what I mean. That guy tries passes, tries through balls, because he isn't under the same amount of pressure as the rest of them to me. As I keep saying, our team aren't adventurous, mate. They don't turn with the ball, they play the ball back all the time, and then they turn without the ball, and it's so predictable, mate. Sorry, Brad, for cutting in.
No, I think the word you've used there is very good. And actually, Rudy Bear was actually mentioning it in a roundabout way. We are very predictable. And that's what we need. We've got good. They are good players. I'm quite happy with the players. I think the players can play a lot better than they can. We've seen them play a lot better than they can. We're coming up against players and coaches who, as Rudy says, they know exactly how to play against us, and that shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't be as so open for everybody to know how to play against us and be confident that they can do it, because we should be far better than the opposition. Even if they know how to play against us, they should be turning in and saying to themselves, well, we tried, but we couldn't do it.
Here's a question then. Here's a question.
Go on, pal.
I'll go to Travel Rug first with us. Is there too many players walking into the team without competition for places?
We'll find out tomorrow night, Oxchair, if he plays the same team.
But tomorrow night's too late. Saturday was a big game.
He's the team that started on Saturday. I wouldn't have argued with that. That would have been the team.
I'd have picked that team, to be fair.
Yes, fair enough. But when you watch how the game pans out, and then the way that they had to make a substitution and he had to change his formation, then you need to have that flexibility to be able to change your formation to match that, or to change your formation to combat that or beat it. But he couldn't do it, or he wouldn't do it, or he didn't have the players to do it. And that's where, and if we don't have that, then the players shouldn't be in the team. There's just there's too many players, and I see what Fox is saying there about that maybe they feel restricted and all that. I'm not having that, Fox. I'm sorry, mate, because we can go out and play very well against Aberdeen. We can go out and play well against Celtic. But that game was crying out for somebody just to take the game by the scruff of the neck, and there was the players that you're looking to take that as your offensive-minded players, and the one player in reality, Fox, you've got a choice. Dorrans is fit. Is Windass even considered?
I don't know where Dorrans is going to play, mate. If you're going to play him in the attacking midfield role, I would probably think that Dorrans, because his age and experience, would be better in that position, mate. I'm no doubting that at all. But I think the manager's in the same boat, mate. He's trying to play for his job. He's trying to be cautious. We don't want to lose goals. We've got playing with two defensive midfielders to shore up the back because teams were scoring against us. But it's took away our competitive edge up front. There's two blocks, there's 6 at the back and 4 up front with a gap between them, mate. And it's not working for us.
What's happened? I mean, the Candace has been playing great. Everybody's been raving about him. I didn't think, fair enough, he lost the ball for their goal. I'm not actually going to blame him there, because there was opportunities to stop the midfielder before he even got the shot away. Goss just kind of trotted along beside him. I'm needing to see a wee bit more endeavour to stop him, and then the goalkeeper should have been helped. But Candace has been playing very well for us. He whipped Candace off. I didn't think that was a great decision by him.
Because the right side wasn't working as well as the left-hand side, which is the opposite of what it's normally, mate. I thought that McGinn drafted there towards the right quite a lot, and cut out with the two. Give them 3 against 2 against the winger and
against Tavernier.
Aye, and they shut that side down.
That was McGinn's job. He stopped Tavernier coming forward. Or he was pressing Tavernier every time Tavernier was on the ball, and he didn't like that. But so that's fine. That's where your left side then becomes strong, and they were the strongest. Murphy, I thought, had a decent game. Declan John had some cracking attacks, but we need more. We can't. We talk about
we need to
good Rangers teams in the past.
Any chances, mate?
What?
We need to turn that possession. We done that possession in the second half when the vast majority and then we got into great areas all over the pitch.
But no much came off it, did it? We never.
Was there a lot of chances made? It wasn't as if you went, oh, the reason we lost the game was because Morales missed 5 chances.
No,
it wasn't that.
No. But the chances that we did have, Ox, we should have took them. You know, that's the point.
Rudy, the good ones were in the first 20 minutes.
Aye, exactly. That's the point, though. We've done that. How many times have we said that this season? 20, 30 minutes into the game.
Hamilton was saying the game should have been
that's
done.
Right. Should have been.
The goal we scored was a free kick. It was, so even that, we never shot.
It wasn't the open play.
We didn't have many shots for outside the box. We had, I think Murphy had one and maybe Goss had one, blazed them out of the bar. We should be playing on. I mean, we know what Fredo's like. He'll linger about the box, and we weren't even making the goalkeeper work for anything. That was very, very frustrating. So that's what I'm saying. We need somebody just to take the game by the scruff of the neck, and I don't know that we've got the right player to do that just now.
If you can turn back to the Warburton era, and we've talked about it then. We came to the conclusion on here that if you're predictable and you do the same things all the time, teams will set themselves up. Yeah, especially if you lack just that wee top class players. No, Barcelona do the same thing every week, but they can't get away with it.
Aye.
But it's stubbornness, and I think we stumbled on this diamond shape to accommodate Windass, and it's worked quite well. And particularly against Aberdeen, where Windass's pace really worried them in an open game. But once again, you had a team, when they didn't have the ball, playing really tight, and we struggled. So there's an issue there with the setup of the team that has to be addressed. I'll take that to Fox, and then we'll go to Ibrox, and then Bridge. On you go. Fox?
Sorry about that, Ox. I was just looking at something there.
Wasn't a picture, was it?
I don't know how our team seems awful stretched, mate. But when we play well, we're a more compact team, and I don't know how we allow ourselves to get so spread out like that, mate. As I keep saying, the defensive midfielders at Ibrox and Saturday were far too deep, mate. They were coming taking the balls after the centre halves. But what was in front of them was all Hibs players, mate. There was no Rangers players. The two wide men were wide. You had Windass in the middle and Morales, mate. They had nothing to hit, even if they could have. And that's why we struggled, and they started to take control of the game. In the second half, we kind of condensed it a bit better. We pushed up, and that allowed us to get players round about their players and compete for the ball and win the ball. We actually get better in the second half at competing for the ball, winning the second ball, and that was all down to we were more compact as a unit. As soon as we get stretched, mate, Hibs had all the room in the world to find their players, mate, and that's what worried. They turned with the ball, especially that's boy that we never go. Would you call him Scott? What?
Scott Allen.
Scott Allen, mate. He had tons of room to do what he wanted because of that gap. But when we shut it up in the second half, mate, that wasn't happening. They never had a real attack in the second half, mate. Apart from the penalty kick, they wouldn't have scored after that. It was 2 mistakes that cost us, and that's what I'm saying about the fear factor that seems to be in the team, mate. We need to solve that problem. I think we've got better players than most teams in the league. But we've got that fear about us, fear of losing, mate, that we don't gamble.
All right, Ibrox.
I was just thinking of something, I'm sure it was yourself, Oxford, that says a few weeks ago about young Aidan Wilson getting into the same sort of role as young McCrory, and he could maybe even be a better quality as well than young McCrory. Do you think it's wise that we come up against maybe maybe some of the stronger teams like your Aberdeens, your Hibs, your Hearts and things like that we put the extra one in that midfield and allow Aidan Wilson to sit there, and that will allow Holt, Goss and obviously Windass, whoever's going to be playing that Camish role, basically as Foxes release the shackles and go forward because they've got that confidence in the person that's sitting in the CDM role.
Good comment. Bridgeman?
Well, once again, there's a number of different opinions there, and Fox is hitting the nail a couple of times tonight there when he's saying there's a fear factor. And this is where honest to God, I can't see anybody else other than our management and coaches getting this fear factor out of the players. Why are they fear? This is I'm asking the question, stupid me. They have to be able to say to themselves, I'm confident, I'm a Rangers player, I want to go out there and let's go out there and do it. No, oh, by the way, we'll get here. Wait a minute, it's Neil Lennon's team or it's McInnes's team or it's anybody. My goodness, what if we don't score? All that crap. Just get that out of your head and just go. And how they get that out of their head, I don't know. I honestly don't. But I think he's right to a certain extent. There is a wee bit of fear factor, maybe a big bit of fear factor, truth be told. But there's absolutely no way our fans should be sitting at Ibrox going, after 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, going like, what is this shit we're watching here? This is rubbish. We should be watching a team swashbuckling. That's the word. A swashbuckling team up there with the players that want to put the ball in the net, hit the ball from 30 yards out, have a shot at goal. You see all the different countries in the world doing it. We should have players in our team that are no scared to do that. Just have a dig, and you'll see the difference in the support, and they'll start to turn for you, and we'll start to win games. I'm sure of it.
Rudy Bear.
We certainly got the better players in Hibs as far as I'm concerned, but aside from Friday night, on paper we've got the better players, but football's not played on paper. You need to put it into practice. Whatever you worked on all week has to be put into practice, and everybody has to carry out their jobs, Midfield seems to be a problem. I don't know how many times, Ox, you've come on the show at the beginning of the show after a game and said the midfield got overrun. You must be fed up saying it by now, because
it's just like the same movie, mate. It's like the same movie.
Absolutely, Ox. You must be fed up saying it, mate. The amount of times you've had to say it at the start of a show on here, and for some reason we don't seem to be able to solve that problem. We stumbled across that diamond thing, the diamond formation, and it seemed to work for us. I think Ross McCrory is a huge miss, and it's like we were saying the other night, that boy seems to have made that position his own, that CDM position. I know Big Al doesn't agree. I'll much rather have him in the centre of defence, but no for me. I think that's that boy's position. I think the sooner we get him back, the better. I don't know how far away he is. The sooner we get him back, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Tomorrow night, Graham Murty, I think, will probably go with the same team. I see Jordan Rossiter played with the development squad today. I don't know if he played the full 90 minutes, but he played with the development squad and they won. They beat Valencia, didn't they? That's a good sign for me. How long the boy can stay fit, though, that's another thing, because I think he could easily play in that position as well. I think it's probably his natural position, Jordan Rossiter, and I'd love to see him have a good, consistent run in the team without any injuries, because I think we've got a real wee rough diamond there in that boy. But the position has to be looked at. Graham Murty's the man in the hot seat. He's the one that's got to come up with something. When we're struggling to break teams down, he's got to make decisions a wee bit quicker as well for me. I mean, waiting till there's 20 minutes, 70 minutes of a game gone, when nothing's happening, it's no good enough. I'm no paid to make the decision about who comes on. I've got my opinions, but I'm not paid to do it. He is. He's the one in the position.
And sometimes to be fair on the manager, mate, we're only slaughtering them in hindsight, innit?
Aye, of course. It's easy for us as supporters. We're disappointed with the loss, and I'm sure he is as well. I don't doubt for a minute. He's just as disappointed as we are, But he's the man in the position, Ops. He's the man that's got to make a difference. When it's not going our way, when it's not working, he's got to realise it's not working quicker than he seems to do, because he doesn't seem to realise, quick enough for me. He's got to realise it's not working quickly and try and do something about it. Change the shape, bring somebody off the bench, whatever it happens to be, he's got to do it. I think what we'll see tomorrow night, as far as the first 11 goes, I think we'll see the same team again. I really do. I think that's down to how many players that we've got injured as well, though. I think his hands are a wee bit tied at the moment. I know we've got Greg Docherty there. Graham Cummins is there, but as you say, he's no match fit, Graham Cummins. But I'm with travel on Graham Cummins. I think the boys got something.
It's no Jason Cummins.
Jason Cummins. What did I say?
Graham.
Right, Jason Cummins. I'm with Travel here. See, the thing about Jason Cummins is he's one of these players, I'm absolutely convinced that he's one of these players that if he gets half a chance, the ball will end up in the back of the net. Either that or he'll do something totally unexpected, totally out the blue, and he'll score. He done it against Ross County. He took the ball on the halfway line, ran about 30, 40 yards, slotted the ball away. You know, all right, people say it took a wee deflection. So what? The point is he still ran with it and had a go at the goal and scored,
Rudy,
you know.
See the two chances that Josh Windass scored and missed in the first 20 minutes of the game?
Yeah.
Do you think Cummins would have missed them?
I'm sure he'd have put at least one of them, maybe.
Exactly.
You know,
just remind me,
Absolutely.
do you think Cummins no miss a sitter against Fraserburgh?
I'll be honest with you. I've watched him in a couple of games, mate. Doesn't look the answer to me. I know I'm in a small minority here. I think he just looks like Harry Forrester to me, mate. That's what he looks like. I don't think he'll score more than 6 goals to the end of the season, mate. If he does
Fox,
that. Yes.
Fox, you're talking about the players having fear. I've got the fear going to watch them at Ibrox next home games against Hearts, isn't it? I've got the fear going to watch that because I'm telling you, see that if they bottle that again, all they're going to do is push supporters away. Because as Bridgman says, we cannot continue to turn up there with the trepidation that the guys are just not going to perform. That's not acceptable. The board has backed Kashina at the start of the season. The board has backed Graham Murty there in the winter shutdown there. We've had all the happiness coming back from Florida and all that, and how they're all the players were in a great condition and all the rest of it. We gave the manager the plaudits when he got a decent performance at the Midden. We gave him the plaudits when it came to beating Aberdeen. But see, when it's a game where the pressure's on and the heat's on, there are certain players that just don't turn up. And this is where he needs to, if he wants to be the next Walter Smith, he needs to start making difficult decisions.
I would agree. His biggest decision is on himself, mate. I think he's going to gamble with this team because of the way things are going. He's not going to get the job in the summer. But if he gives them the freedom, mate, it's funny you bring up where we played well. Florida, no pressure on us. We looked like a team, mate. We actually looked like a team, although it was made up of a mixture of first and second team players. The players played like a team in both halves, in both games. Against the Celtic, we threw caution to the wind, mate, and battered the lumps out of them in the second half, mate. It's the fear of making a mistake at Ibrox is our problem, mate. We're scared we give away a goal and we're chasing the game like we did against Hibs, mate. When Kenny Miller was in the team, I know a lot of size will go here, but see for the opening 10 to 15 minutes, we pressurised teams, mate. Now, I'm not saying that's down to Kenny or whatever, but whatever he told the team then, we pressed for the first 15 minutes looking for a goal. Now we sit back, mate. We sit back, we're scared of losing a goal.
That's the fear you were speaking about. That's the fear that's there. It's there it runs all the way through the team in different phases and different parts of the game. We, as I say, in my opinion, I make it may sound glib. I don't mean to, but we definitely need to be able to do something. Our management should be able to do something to turn that around. If indeed it is a fear factor, and I don't know that, but I mean, it sounds based on the way you're talking, you're describing it as most fans might see it. But we need the management to be able to do that. They're the people that are running it. A lot of money getting poured into Rangers, a lot of support going in there, all well supported. Rangers are a well supported team. When you can't do this to us. You can't do this to the fans. And that's another game at Ibrox where we get beat. Another game at Ibrox. Now, I don't know, did you see earlier on, Oxchair, how many it was? Like 5 or 6 games at Ibrox we lost.
I ran out of fingers.
Aye, unbelievable. It's just unacceptable in reality.
When you can throw Motherwell at Hampden into that mix as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back to the times that we had some dreadful results, winning games. Up at Falkirk, just for saying an example, up at Falkirk, we're 2-1 up, or 3-1 up, or 3-0 up, whatever it was, and we're strolling it. And all of a sudden, the last 15 minutes of the game come, and they pounded us, and we couldn't stop them. They beat us 3-2. And it's happened to us so many times. We're leading 2-1, hammed in the Scottish Cup final, and we let Hibs score 2 goals for 2 set pieces. Shocking.
Bottlers.
Well, that's it. And we need to get the management to bring them out. Oh, sorry, pal.
You have to look at Graham Murty's statistics, though, as well, though, Bridge. 10 wins, 7 defeats, and 3 draws so far. That isn't even close to being good enough, is it?
Of course. I'm not trying to take anything away from anyone. The people that are running Rangers, from the very top right down to the manager on the park, the manager running the team, all of these people have got decisions to make. They're watching it. They're watching what we're watching.
Yeah.
And if they're turning in and saying, well, he's got it to the end of the season, there's nothing we can do, then fine. The fans will have to accept that. But they won't accept the inactivity gets close to it. And then they won't accept them turning and saying, we're going to give Murty, if he continues the way he's going and we end up in 4th place or 5th place in this league, then he ain't going to get the job for a start. And if he does, there'll be murder to pay.
You can't give him at Bridge if that's the case. You know, a bad run in the Scottish Cup.
If we get any less than second, exactly. If we don't win tomorrow night, there's going to be trouble. Absolutely. And he must know it as well. Fair dues to the guy. Maybe he's got a contract at the end of the season. I don't know. Well, they have to buy that contract out. Simple as that. If he's not going to do it, I feel sad saying these things. I don't want it to happen. I want him to show the players, this is what we need to do. You go out and do it. Or come up and tell their director of football, listen, the players we've got aren't good enough. They just don't have it. Don't have the ability or the class or quality to step up to that next level, which is where we need to be. The ones that are all injured now, they're the ones that are going to carry us forward. And these guys that we've got now are squad players. So that's the way he's got to do it. He's got to do it that way.
That's a good point you've hit on there. Are we expecting too much for this group of players? Are we expecting too much? Do they have the class and the quality?
Well, what you've got to look
maybe to perform on a consistent basis.
You've got to look at the wages they're getting, mate. Yeah. And the wages they're getting should be, every one of them as a collective should be able to go out there and beat Hibs at Ibrox, Hamilton at Ibrox, Kilmarnock at Ibrox, St Johnstone at Ibrox.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
As simple as that, mate.
Aye.
You know, so
I just sometimes maybe I was just I was just thinking about what Bridge said there, about the quality, like maybe the quality is no good enough, It certainly should be good enough to beat the likes of Hamilton though, shouldn't it? I mean it's Hamilton we're talking about. You need
should be good enough to beat Hibs.
Of course we should. But as I said on paper, you look at it on paper, we've got the better players, better team,
Hibs twice at Ibrox. I know everybody drops points, but Hibs twice at Ibrox. Hamilton, St Johnstone. We're going to Firhill tomorrow night, and if we win, we go 4 points clear. This place would be bouncing. We'd be on tender hooks for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, look, let's be clear here. Remember the Hibs game at Ibrox? That was the referee that destroyed that game. The first one.
Aye.
Game.
But we still missed loads and loads of chances before.
We did, and I know, and that's what I'm going to say to you. On Saturday there, we missed loads and loads of chances. These players need to step up, and maybe I've been getting it a wee bit sore to Graham Murty, but he's only putting these players out there, and you've got to expect that these players will take some of their chances. Now, Morella's never got a lot, and the one chance he had, I expected much better from him. He took a touch, he gave the defenders a chance to get back in. If he'd have had that first time, he's only got to beat the goalkeeper. Because he took that touch, he's then got to beat 3 of them. No very good, Fredo. You need to decide better. Windass, 2 great chances in the first 20 minutes, and then he had a couple of shots in the second half where I expected better from him. These players have had chances to kill the game. These players have had chances to win the game. They've no took it.
Yep.
We can't afford to happen tomorrow night.
Let's not look back, we need to look forward. I believe we'll get an interview for Graham Murray, so I know we've talked, I don't know where the time's went, but let's hear what he's going to say, then we might get an idea of the team for tomorrow night, and then we can debate that for the last few minutes. Fox, if you don't mind, let's hear from manager Graham Murray.
Okay.
How is everyone after the weekend? I know you're obviously disappointed straight after the game.
Yeah, we're disappointed, but it's down to us to put it behind us and go and get a positive result tomorrow. We thought we worked extremely hard to try and get something from the game. It wasn't to be, but it wasn't for the lack of trying. And the atmosphere around the place is positive. I think they want to actually get back on the football pitch, which is a good sign for a manager.
Is that a bonus then, having a game so quickly?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's an opportunity for us to go and put some things right and go and get some more points on the board.
With so many new players coming in, is it going to take you a bit of time, do you think, to work out your best structure, your best setup and the best team?
It will. It'll take us time to work out everyone's strengths and everyone's areas for development. And I thought at times in the first half against Hibs, you saw that we weren't always in sync. But in the second half, I thought we made really good adjustments. And we could have gone and taken at least a point, if not 3. But for a crazy 10 seconds. So for all that we're disappointed with the result, there's lots of positives to take from the game, not least with how well the guys who've come in recently have bedded in.
Aberdeen increasing the lead to 6 points, how much more pressure does it put on the result?
Pressure's always there for us. We want to push on. We want to actually close the gap with the top. We want to enhance where we are and where we've been. Saturday was a setback for us, but you have to react positively and you have to take the opportunities that are in front of you. We've got an opportunity to go and get 3 points. That's all we can focus on. If Aberdeen go and win every single game now until the end of the season, then we'll have a tough task to catch them. But we want to go and crack on and try and win as many games as we possibly can.
Games that for Hull have been entertaining to say the least, expecting another one at the end tomorrow night.
I'm expecting a good game. I'm expecting a really tough challenge. But I'm expecting us once again to try and go and impose ourselves upon the game, create chances and try and get a positive result. So I will obviously, of course, take a really, really boring 1-0 win.
Do you feel, Graham, that you have found any kind of consistency in terms of performance since, obviously there's been the changes in terms of personnel this month, but do you think you've hit a run or a point where you could see the team getting a consistency in performance?
I think we're getting there. I think we're closer than we were. We're not actually where we need to be just yet, but we're moving along the right lines. And I think, as I said, but for 4 poor decisions on our part in 10 seconds, directly after we score a goal, we're walking out of the game on Saturday from Ibrox with a smile on our face and a bounce in our stride. But once again, you have to react well to that setback. And from what I see today out there on the training pitch, the guys are ready to do that.
Okay, because from a results point of view, you've almost had at times 2 steps forward, and then you've had a stop and a stumble, and I get the difference probably you appreciate between the team that's at the top of the league and where you want to be is the fact that they can get that consistency, I guess.
Well, it's fine margins, and the fine margins, the higher up the leagues you go, the more they actually come into play, and the finer they are, and the sharper we have to be in dealing with those margins. And it's just a par for the course that we have to make sure that we nail certain stuff down. But as I said, but for 10 seconds and 4 moments where we made poor choices, there was lots of positives to take from Saturday. We struggled in the first half, but we made fantastic adjustments at half time and really imposed ourselves on a team that are very good. They played really well in the first half, but we stood up to the challenge. And I said to the players after the game, we're not going to throw out all the positive strides we've made and all the good work we've done because of those 10 seconds. The result wasn't what we wanted. We're hurting. We're disappointed. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. It is not the end of the world. We've lost a game that we should have won. We have a chance to go and get a win tomorrow. It's all down to how you react. We've had a setback by losing 1. We need to make sure we don't make it 2.
I know you touched on this, I think, with some of the press last week, but there was, in addition to this chat about the fact that you met Dave King last week, I think there's a piece in the paper today saying that he's going to be here a lot more and having a little bit more hands-on role in how the club's moving forward. Is that for you a positive sign in the fact that he's going to be maybe a little bit more easy to deal with in terms of communication and stuff like that going forward for you? Is that easier?
That's, for you? As far as I'm concerned, that's more for the structure of the club and for the running of the club on a day-to-day basis. I've had a really good relationship with him. It's been really clear and open lines of communication, so it won't change necessarily my relationship with him. It'll just mean that I get to see him in person more often. But he's doing other things that I don't need to know about, are far out of my remit, and I can't concern myself with because they're not appropriate to me doing the best job on the pitch. He's over because he feels it's necessary for him to be here.
Because of the amount of games you've had recently and this busy week coming up, will you be making a few changes for tomorrow?
Maybe. We have people back fit. Kenny trained again today, so he's back in the squad. We have to make sure that we are appropriate in the fact that we want people back into the squad, we want them ready, but we had to make sure that we waited until we complete enough training sessions with enough volume and enough load before we throw guys back in. But we have almost a fully fit squad, albeit we still have some big names and lots of experience out, so we have to make sure that we utilise the squad well because we've got a busy period coming up.
How far away do you think Kenny is? How far away do you think Kenny is?
He's in the squad, he'll be available for selection for tomorrow.
Okay.
Is that a big thing for you? Because looking back, and I think you've had about 5 or 6 captains this season as a team because you've got so many out injured. Is his leadership going to be important? Do you sense that has been a problem throughout the season when you've had that experience, Mish?
I think it's an opportunity for lots of people to lead, and we have some young people in the team, but one of the youngest, Ross McCrory, is a fantastic leader. And he's only actually growing into the role. So we have experienced players who want us to take a step forward and lead, which can be beneficial. But if they're not there, someone else has to do it. So it can be beneficial, but it can also be beneficial in the growth of the squad and the growth of the players that actually have to step up when those people aren't there. I've seen that. I've seen that within the squad. And the more people we can get to do it, the more people we can get to lead, the better it's going to be for the whole squad.
Is that something you look for maybe after the game on Saturday to see who's addressing what went wrong maybe and they're sorting out themselves in the dressing room afterwards as well?
Well, I think a big part of leadership is accountability. You have to put your hand up and say when things have gone well and things have gone badly or mistakes have been made, not in an effort to apportion blame or make people feel bad, but in order to improve. And that's the atmosphere and culture that I want. I want people here who are accountable in order to be the very, very best that we can be. For 10 seconds in the second half, we weren't the very best that we could be. But people were accountable to it. People held their hands up to say that they'd made mistakes. That's how you get better, that's how you learn, that's how you come together as a squad. That's going to be tested again tomorrow, so hopefully we've learned the lessons and we move forward together.
Just going back to what Charles was talking about, trying to get that consistency, and you mentioned the 4 decisions that maybe led to your downfall on Saturday. Is it more about mentality then to get that consistency, do you think?
I think it's always about mentality in football. It's always about reacting to situations. We want obviously to impose ourselves on the game. We want obviously to have a pattern and a style of play. But you have to react to your opponents and you have to react in the right way. What we didn't react well to was scoring a goal. We reacted naively and rashly to scoring a goal and having a fantastic atmosphere and having all the fans behind us because the atmosphere was outstanding when we scored our goal. The place was bouncing and the players fed off that energy. It's now making sure we use that energy in a positive way without losing our shape, without losing our structure to our collective plan. We didn't manage to do that. And as I said, 10 seconds cost us.
On a completely different note, Walter Smith's been linked with a return to the Scotland job. You played under him at Scotland. What do you think he can do for Scotland now at this stage?
Oh, well, my thoughts on Walter Smith have been very well documented in the high regard I hold him. I think he's a fantastic man. I think he's a fantastic character. And when you walked onto the football pitch with him as your manager, you had clear understanding and clarity of what your role was. And you had his backing and the faith that you felt from him, from a man of that stature, made you walk onto the pitch feeling great. So I can't hold him in any higher regard. And if Scotland were to look to him and ask him to take charge, that would be down to him. But it wouldn't necessarily be a surprise.
Well, thanks for that, folks. We'll be joined by young Gary. How are we doing, Gary?
How are we, guys? All right?
Hi, Gary.
Sorry, I'm really late on the night.
As long as you get a note for your mum, get your Fox, and everything will be all right, mate.
I know we're running out of time,
And for Fox, if you could just write your mom's phone number underneath her names and take your letter off, you alright?
No, I know we're running out of time, so just want to fire off a few quick points. Now, there's a famous saying that goes, "You're most vulnerable after you concede a goal."
Yeah. We've
proved that on Saturday. Concentration just went completely. Great goal by Goss, I have to say. What a fantastic strike that was. Windass, just in regards to the tweet that you were talking about, I read something just last night, I don't know how reputable it is, that apparently Windass wants to leave because he was promised a new contract during the transfer window and it hasn't materialised. So that, to me, links in with that tweet. I might be reading it wrong, but that reads like that for me. And the best thing is, they've lost, that's 2 games they've lost this season. We've lost on the same weekend, both times.
So we have. That's right. The last time they lost to Hearts, we lost to St Johnstone.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And if we'd have won the 2 games, as I say to you, tomorrow night you're going to try and cut the gap to 5 points. Just
you're talking
2 games.
5 points.
You know
what I mean?
Can I just see Mr. Murty's interview there, Ox?
Yeah.
He said that it wasn't the end of the world.
See
Saturday afternoon. See after the day that the way that day was laid out for us. Them getting beat. I was turning up there with a full house. The place was buzzing. That was on Saturday, walking out that stadium. It might not have been the end of the world, but it was the end of the season for me because I was just
end of the league campaign. But also, there's another factor, mate. There's no way Big Ulster and his pals should be let back into the game. Never.
It's Ulster's fault.
Oxter, see that? See what you're saying about the end of the league campaign. I don't know. As I say that, I'm losing trust in some of these players. I don't know that I want to go to a cup final with that lot. You imagine we're going to the cup final and they're playing for the treble, and you're asking players like Windass and to the same extent Tavernier in a big high pressure situation. No, they've no go at it, mate.
I would hope we'd have some of the long term injuries out by then. Travel, I would hope some of them would be back, you know. Certainly McCrory, I would hope. I think Jack's probably finished for the season, but I would hope Dorrans would be back by then, you know.
We don't know. By the way, if we don't win tomorrow night, there's no point in bringing them back in league games. You might as well wait to make sure they're 100% fit for the start of next season. I was annoyed on Saturday. I don't know if annoyed's the word. I felt really so.
You were annoyed. You were annoyed when you spoke to me.
I was annoyed for the support, mate. Because they guys get into their work on Monday and they can't even. They've had it tight for years and they can't walk in on Monday and say, look, we won, they lost. And all of a sudden on Monday there's no talk about football. It's a both lost. And I felt for the support on Saturday. Look, just these your last words. We need to get in and then before we go to shout-outs. We had a wee poll on Friday night, and I know that one result shouldn't be based on that, but Ibrox, you changed your mind about the manager? Are you still the same?
I'm a bit like some of the other guys, mate. I seen, as the rest of the boys did, the 10 wins, 7 defeats and 3 draws. It's definitely not good enough, mate. It's up there and comparable with Pedro's. Tomorrow night is going to be up there again. We're probably sick of saying it now. It's going to be the most important game of your season come tomorrow night. So Pedro, get up there, take your team and get the 3 points, give them a humping, back down the road, and we'll carry on to the next game after that.
Yeah, Rudy Bear?
Same for me. We need a performance tomorrow night after dropping 3 points at Ibrox on Saturday. I'm a bit like Travel. I think the league went on at the weekend and that was like the most frustrating thing for me. So we certainly need a performance, you know. The league second place isn't gone yet, you know. We could claw that back, but they have to start with tomorrow night, as we keep saying. Starts with the next game, and they've got to keep going after that.
Yeah, Gary?
Murty 62% win, Pedro 53. Until Murty drops below that, I'm behind them 100%.
Dave, man.
Interesting. That travel rug.
Murty would probably, Graham Murty would be the type of guy that would tell his players, don't leave anything behind. Give it all out in the park. I'm pretty sure he would give that type of speech. He's now got the chance to do that as a manager. He's got one more chance in my eyes. That's it. He's in the final chance to win. This is it. If he screws it up between now and the end of the season, I can't see him being there again at the start of the next season.
He's a likeable fella. He's quite honest and he's summing up.
Smashing. I can't fault him for that. But it's the no making changes when he needed to in the first half, delaying the substitutions to so late in the second half. He needs to get out of this, and as Fox says, maybe he just needs to have a bit of balls and just go for it sometimes.
Aye, well, we'll see how it pans out. We got to try and get a bit of positivity, get round the 10. Right, give us a shout-outs before we go then, quickly. Ibrox Loyal.
Aye, to Mark and the team, up their performance, get the win back down the road, we carry on from there.
Rudy Bear.
Aye, same for me. Gives a performance tomorrow. Want to be proud of this time.
Yep, Gary.
Listen, we need to go out there and just smash them tomorrow. We need a big response, and I just hope they deliver.
Just to let you know, Gary, Fox isn't accepting that excuse. Travel rug.
I'm deflated. Can my team give me something to get me excited again?
I've seen you with shorts on. You look anything but deflated. Fox.
Cheers, thanks for listening.
Bridgeman.
Well, can I echo everybody's shout-outs, particularly Gary. I think that was a really good shout-out you made there, pal. I think that, as I say, Rangers need to, the management from the top down, from Mr. King all the way down to his manager, they need to get it right up there, and then they'll get it right on the pitch. But to all the Rangers fans all over the world, every single one of us, and particularly the boys on here on Rangers Radio, keep it going for us. Keep it going for the Rangers, because we're going to need it tomorrow night. Huge game now. Huge game.
This has been Rangers Radio. Can I thank everybody for joining us? Ibrox Loyal, Bridgeman, Travel Rug, the Fox, Gary, Rudy Bear, and the one and only Big Al for Australia. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:45 for the pre-match show, Rangers 30th Party Official. Take it away, Fox.
I sailed the wild Atlantic, crossed the broad Pacific shore. I sailed around the stormy capes and I've heard the forties roar. I've climbed the Indian Ocean and I've sailed the China Sea. But there's a sea back home in Scotland, more than all the rest of me.